favorite projects I've ever been able to work on. I think we have a slide of that. So here they are. That's before I introduce them to you. That's Luke and Leia, is what I was going to name them till my wife introduced me that their names is Logan and Peyton. And so Logan is 16 now. Peyton is 13. Boy and a girl, perfect. And then we went camping. Done having children. Done having children. Don't go camping. Just letting you know. That will mess up your plans. And so that's baby Emerson in there. Yes. And let me tell you, braces and diapers at the same time, that's adventure. Yeah, it is. That's adventure. Although I sometimes say, people say, how many kids do you have? And I said, well, I have 2 kids and then I have kind of a grandkid. Because we just, like, we're not going to read any more baby books. Like, he's just going to have to work it out. Like, it's survival of the fittest. And he's 5 now, and so Logan was saying, I said, Logan, it's time to go to bed. It's getting a little bit late, and he said, okay, no problem. Just one question. Does the 5-year-old have to go to bed? No, he's in bed. No, he's, Dad, he's in the other room watching Hell's Kitchen. I was supposed to read a story, I think. But grandkids are fun business. And if I'll tell you one thing that's going to help you grow your business with social media, it is this. Stop being strategic. You see, being strategic, I think it's becoming about manipulation. And let me ask you a question, ladies. Do you want a guy that loves you to be strategic, or would you rather that he's thoughtful? Stop being strategic with social media and just start being thoughtful, and it will grow your business. It will change everything for you. Just be thoughtful. It's a big part of that. Now, I think it's because we focus on the wrong thing. We focus on the wrong thing. I'm going to do a little test for you. I'm going to play a video. I want you, as we're playing this video, I want to see what number you come up with at the end. So watch this video and make sure you get the number in your head.
This is an awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make? The answer is 13. But did you see the Moonwalking Bear?
Is that if we keep counting things too much and we're focused in on the wrong things, we miss the Moonwalking Bear. For you in your business, social media is the Moonwalking Bear. And if you don't use it right, if you're not looking at the right thing, you are going to miss some of your biggest opportunities. Mark talked about it before, is that that social media, we think it's about technology. It's not about technology. In fact, what you need to understand is that technology is just an accelerator. Okay? when you have technology, all that technology is, that doesn't mean that it's electronics. Technology just allows you to do something faster. So a washing machine is technology. Why? Because you were able to do it faster. Many times, take a brick for example. That brick isn't good or bad. I could take that brick and I could build a school, or I could take that brick and I could throw it through a stained glass window. All it allowed me to do is do what I wanted in my heart faster. So all technology is going to do is allow you to do what's inside of you faster. So you see, Facebook isn't good or bad. Social media isn't good or bad. Twitter isn't good or bad. If you want to gossip, you can do it faster on Facebook. If you want to be jealous, you can spend a lot of time on other social media and be jealous. All it is doing is amplifying and accelerating what's in your heart. If you don't like what's out there and coming out of there, we don't look there, we have to start looking inside of us. That's different. Now the other thing that's important is just because it can accelerate jealousy and hurt, there's a bigger opportunity to accelerate encouragement. That person that is lost, that person that needs to be noticed, think about this, is that social media can accelerate hope. Now, some of you might think, I'm just not good at social media. People tell me this all the time. I'm just not good at it. And I tell them, no, you're great at it. Because like, you're a great friend. You're great at relationships. You just don't know where the button is. You see, 98% of it is just, are you a good friend? 2% is where the button is. You just think to yourself, well, because it's technology and I need an IT guy. No, that's a small little part of it. Well, you know, the phone, no. It's a little part of it. That's easy to teach. Really hard to teach how to be a good friend. Really hard to teach people how to listen. Really hard to go through and teach those things. If you don't get it, that's really hard. Where that button does this, pretty easy. You see, what happens is we use social media wrong. It's still the wild, wild west. And let me explain. You see, what happens with technology is something really, really interesting. Take radio, for example. When radio is, when it comes out and it's invented, they say, this is amazing. I can hear somebody, and I can't see them, I can hear them, and they're far away. This is incredible. Okay, what are we going to put on the radio, though? I don't know. There's a baseball game. Let's just set up microphones, and everybody's like, "Wow, I can hear the baseball game. That's incredible! Oh, wow!" But after a while, you're like, "It's kind of boring. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea how." And they have to start to mature. They have to say, "Yo, we need announcers, and let's do this on the radio." And then, and what's interesting is I was recently able to go to a football game, and the guy was watching the game and listening to the radio because he's a hardcore fan. And I knew in that instant, radio is doing something that the live experience can't. See, when technology gets to a point, not where it's copying the past, but it's doing something that the previous technology couldn't, then that's amazing. Because he had to have both. But what happened with television? If you look at the first shots of television, you know all it is? It's taking pictures of a guy talking on the radio. Why? Because they say, this is amazing. Now what are we going to do? Oh, well, Walter Cronkite is on the radio. Why don't we just roll a camera in there? Because we don't know what to do with it. It's cool. It's kind of boring. We don't know, like, and what happens, it has to mature. And so this progression, let's take that to social media. Here's how you're using your social media. You are running it like a television station. Because we say, it's really cool. What are we going to put on it? I'm going to put TV. I'm going to put a magazine ad. I'm going to, because it doesn't mature. We're now at the point where we're understanding that social media can do some things that television can't. See, television can just talk to you. It can't listen. I was talking to my son Logan, and I was telling him how a girl will fall in love with you. That if you take her to the movies and you just go to the movies and you sit down next to each other and you watch the movie, buy her popcorn, do that, hold the door, do all the things you're supposed to do, she still will never fall in love with you. She will only fall in love with you when you take her on an adventure. See, the movie is just this one way, there's no dialogue, there's no conversation that can happen. You have to take her on this adventure. So, social media to me is much more like falling in love. I was having to I do some testing with Google Glass, and I get to have a prototype, and there was a day I had to go pick it up in New York, and as I was going to pick it up, they gave me the date, and you don't have a lot of choices when they say, if Google says be here on this date, you probably should go on that date, birthday. So if it is Peyton versus Google, Google loses 100% of the time. And I'm not going to miss a 12-year-old girl's birthday. So, as I was, on my soapbox about that, my assistant also said, you also could just use the companion ticket that you have left over and take your daughter to New York for her birthday and pick up your thing there. And I was like, I am going to be Father of the Year. This is amazing. So I woke my daughter up and I said, would you like to go to lunch? And she said, it's kind of early, but okay. And so I said, let's get ready. And my wife and I, we arranged it. All her suitcases were in the back. And we drove over there. We got to the airport. And she said, we're eating at the airport for my birthday. And I said, no. We're going to have lunch at the Plaza Hotel in New York City for your birthday. And as going for Father of the Year. So we're at the Plaza Hotel, and I took a picture and I put it on Instagram right as we were leaving. And so this next picture here is her right outside the Plaza Hotel. Beautiful, beautiful 12-year-old girl. But I want you to look at that last comment. It says, wishing you a very happy birthday. Hope you enjoy a rather marvelous lunch from Eloise at the Plaza Hotel. Now, in that moment, I fell in love with the Plaza Hotel. I did not need to see an ad. I would have ignored that. I don't care if they were in a magazine. I don't care. They could have spent millions of dollars putting a lot of things out there, but you know what they did? They understood that's not social media. Social media is more about listening than broadcasting. See, that's what we do. We're just broadcasting, and we just go, hey, buy this, get that, that's on sale, this is that, look at me, look at... It's not about you, it's about other people. And when they realized it's about other people, and they made my day, and they made my daughter's day, and now it doesn't matter, like, I don't care how much any other organization wants to recruit me, get me to buy their products, stay at their hotel. I am never, ever going to go with anybody else because they were thoughtful. They were thoughtful and wished a 12-year-old girl a happy birthday. That's how you use social media. One thing you understand is that what people want is not another ad. There's nobody that is going to go home tonight and lay down on their pillow and have this regret if I just saw one more billboard, if I just flipped through one more, if I saw one more before and after picture, if I just saw one more product, if I just could see one more radio spot. How many of you just want to see more advertising? Nobody's going to raise their hand. But if you ask anybody on this planet, who could use just a little bit more adventure, what are they going to say? See, what you have to do is it's about inviting them into an adventure. To stop advertising and start inviting people in and being part of theirs. We don't have just dream boards in our house. We have a dream wall. It's the center. You have to face it when you wake up, and you have to face it going to bed. And everybody's dream board is there. And we all do it, and we talk about it every Sunday night as much as possible, and we talk about that. And one of my dreams was to take my dad to Lambeau Field. I was gonna go back up. Now, many of you need to understand is that when you're from Wisconsin, like I am, you don't get to pick your team. It is stamped on your birth certificate. So people said the other day, like, oh, so what team are you for? I'm like, oh, we had choices? I didn't know. You were born into that. But see, I got to have that picture because I got to take my dad on an adventure. And we got to go to Lambeau Field. And it's something that is one of my greatest memories. And so I keep a picture on my desk. You see, but you know what happens afterwards is that I meet people and they say, hey, like literally these words people say, how can I go on one of your adventures? Like, how can I have your life? You can't have my life. You already have a life. Go live that adventure. You don't want my life. You don't want the pain. You don't want to be dyslexic. You don't want to think that you're stupid most of your life because you were told you had learning disabilities. Just because you think different, like it didn't work in school for me. I thought I was dumb. Like you want my pain too, or you just want the payoff. Like you have to understand is that what you got to do is when you start living that adventure, people are going to start coming to you saying, hey, how can I be part of that? See, it's not about the product, it's that the product powers my adventure. The product allows me to do this. The power gives me energy to do this. I feel better and healthy because I can live life better. I don't have to, like, as technology is an accelerator, debt is the exact opposite. It slows everything down. See, when you're able to start living life like that, then everybody around you wants to be part of it. They'll beg for that. And so what we had to do is we actually changed the Instagram account to @ItWorksAdventure. And so we started to have fun with it. So here's one of my, I love this slide here. This is part of our design team. Let me just say, the marketing and design team, I've gotten to know them. Incredible, talented people. Let's just give them a hand. One of the most impressive things I've ever seen. Now, we could have waited to start to show you stuff. So actually in that bag are the Tom shoes. And so some of you kind of started to guess it. You have to understand is that we started putting things in there. So people started saying what's in there. And if you look at Mark and Cindy's lip sync video, they weren't talking into microphones. If you look closely, they were talking into the shoe. So what is it? It's an adventure because we hide clues all the time in all the social media now. And for example, lower left-hand corner, let's zoom in on it. Oh, the energy drink sitting on his desk. So you start to look close enough that there's an adventure. That we're not just going through, we're just trying to be thoughtful. So we were having fun and we were shooting the BOGO videos. And what's awesome is, if you see in this next slide, Mark started to go back and forth with Mike, right? Is it BOGO? Is it BOGO? Is it the Bolo? Is it Bono? And so I love the shot that in the next Instagram video, he posted it. And what's great is this isn't a big marketing team writing all this stuff. Like the can wasn't my idea. You know what I did? I just said, here you go, play. And Mark was like, I wonder if let's put it here. Like it's Christmas, like we're all like, let's do this and let's do it. It's amazing. And because what you have to do is just say, hey, adventure, go, and get out of the way. Like, here's the premise, go, let's. And so they're coming up with all these ideas, and you know what you started to see? You started to see two people that really are friends, that really do love each other, that respect each other, and that when they were able to play and have adventure and do that, it was incredible. And so we were able to have lots of great things. I love this picture on the left. And then we were able to have really great comments back and forth between people and doing fun. You know, because again, it wasn't about posting, it was about us having a conversation with people. But I want to talk about the picture on the left for just a second, because that look is a look of vision and authenticity. You see, what happens is we sometimes want to overproduce things, and we want to go through and we want to make sure that everything looks just right. But you know what? Life isn't always just right. And when I'm able to sit and go through that, to see that, if you look into his eyes, that is nothing that can ever be faked or photoshopped. That is somebody who cares about people. That is, but it is about vision, that the world could be a better place, and he's inviting us all to be part of his adventure. And I just wanted to thank him. He's not out here, but thank him for that. What you see out here is the same person, and that's important to me. You see, what we do is, it's important to understand, is that your deepest relationships in life will be through a shared adventure. If you think about the people that you're closest to in the entire world are people that you went on an adventure with. That might have been through college, and it's not always a good adventure. You went through a tough time together. The people that I know, I went on a missions trip with them. Hey, we built a company together. Hey, we were told that this was impossible and we did it anyway. Those people that I'm closest to are the people that I'm on an adventure with. Now, but you might think, but see, you guys have, they have lots of money and they have budgets. They have all these budgets and they have camera and they have staff. You have to understand is that your limitations need to inspire you and stop being your excuses. You see, creativity at the end of the day. If I say to you, are you creative? Many of you would say, no, I'm not creative. I didn't ask you if you could draw. I asked you if you were creative. See, it's not that you're artistic. That's not what the question was. The question was creativity. See, if I gave you all the time and all the money in the world, I gave you every camera, and I gave you everything that you ever wanted, it could be amazing. You're just not allowed to say creative. Because what you did is you had no limitations. This is why you'll take a movie, and there is somebody who has sacrificed for it, who has worked at a restaurant, and has been told by 100 studios no, he just never gave up. He kept it, talking crazy. People unfriended him on Facebook, they blocked him on stuff, and at the end of the day, he didn't give up, and he went and created a movie, and we all loved it. And then we ruined him, because what we said is, here's $50 million, and I need another one in 6 months. We took all his limitations away, and that's why you don't like sequels. Because the first one had limitations, and now there's no limitations. So what you have to do is you have to start embracing your limitations, because your limitations are actually a gift. See, in that tension is your opportunity to go through and look at that and say, no, these can't be my excuses. This is going to power me, and this is going to influence me. See, we did a little experiment, and we did a little BOGO video on a slide. If you ever saw it, a rat came down, another one came down, and it was just funny. The camera wobbled a little bit, and you could hear a kid laugh in the background. If we go to the stats on it, I pulled up a couple stats. You see, this is where all of a sudden we started having fun with it and goofing around a little bit, and we're that crazy company again. And the next one starts to show you that during that week, all of a sudden, 2.5 times, almost 500,000 people shot by an iPhone. You have to realize that you have everything that you need. You have a movie studio, you have a recording studio, you have photography, you have graphic design, everything that you would ever need to do amazing things to promote your business is right on a phone. You need to understand this other thing too. This is a crazy thing that we just came across. Do you know that there's 500 million people today? 500 million people on the planet have a cell phone that don't own a toothbrush. No, any of you going on a mission trip and they didn't have a toothbrush but they have a cell phone? No, like the world, you live in the future. And everything that you'd ever need or buy is right here for your business. That's why the vision to have the mobile app, the vision to have all these things, right here changes everything. It's important to understand though, is don't chase the ball, chase the moonwalking bear. Your adventure is a rescue. You need to understand that it's never been about us. It works. Do you know what we provide? Don't think product. That's part of it. We provide hope. See, there's a single mom, and what drives me is that there's a single mom that has 2 kids, and last night, while we were at the blacklight party, she was home crying somewhere because she just loves those kids, and she just wants the best for them, and she would do anything if she would just have a way out. But the problem right now is that she's working for Pharaoh. And she's building bricks every day. And there is no way out of that life. You see, you were not created to make bricks for another man. You were created to be in the promised land. And you need to understand that the promised land is a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? What you need to understand too is that I heard this little story that this guy dies and he goes to heaven and he's talking to God and he said, he's asking God a question. He said, "Oh, who's like the best general that you ever designed? That you just said this would be the amazing. Which one do you think?" He was really into history and everything, and God said, "Oh, it's that guy right over there." And he said, "Well, no, wait, God, I knew that guy. He was a janitor." And God said, "But if he only would have been a general." You see, we were all created for something incredible, not to build bricks. And you know what? Not everybody makes it to the promised land. You know why? Because of fear. That's what holds people back. They have to walk through the wilderness. And if you're walking through the wilderness, because some of you haven't walked through the wilderness yet, you got to keep going. For example, if I have some triple diamond ambassadors, guess what? Before they got to that top 100, before they walked on the stage, guess what they had to do? They had to walk through the wilderness first. If you're not prepared to walk through the wilderness, you never get to walk across this stage. If you want to give up, you got to keep going. You got to keep going and going and going. You got to win, and you got to keep going. That's rescue. We got to blitz them with hope, right? The promised land is the answer to their prayer. It's the answer to their prayer. The promised land, your promised land. Your adventure is their rescue, and I can't wait to be part of sharing your adventure. Thank you.